AHA submissions have officially closed. All creators that submitted, all 68 creators, it's 68 submissions. We have contacted all 68 people. We sent out emails letting those know who made it, that they made it. And if they didn't make it, we let them too. We're respectable. Our deadline for letting people know that was actually today. And we beat that deadline by 3 days. We sent those emails out on Sunday evening. And, that's just how we roll. We're just getting things done. We're movers and shakers in the very DIY comic imprint that is CHK Comics. You can follow CHK here on Substack. Now we've created a Substack. That's how we're going to be doing our newsletters. We're taking notes from Cullen Bunn. He just published his 300th newsletter here on Substack. And so we figure if it's good enough for him and he's making badass comics, it's good enough for us, gosh darn it. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to run our newsletter here on Substack. I think VK and Jay, y'all are already there or contributing too. So, share that around. Tell people, because this isn't the last anthology that we're going to open submissions to. Apparently my internet connection is unstable. And that means that I gotta subdue your mama through a broken table. That's an ICP reference. That's just the kind of week that we've had. Honestly, it's been a week. Thanks for those of you that sent video clips or pirate gifts to my wife for her birthday yesterday. I appreciate that. I think she appreciated that too. Even if her birthday wasn't amazing, but that's okay, because in less than actually next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going on vacation. We're going to unplug for a week, and it's well needed. We've had a stressful start to 2026. I got hit by a truck on my commute to work on Monday morning and dented all up the driver's side backseat door and the driver's side quarter panel, and my bumper got cracked. It was hanging off and flapping in the wind. And I snapped those back in, but I got dents and shit. And this sucks. I went to get the estimate today, and so the guy at the shop took some pictures. Insurance is involved, but I think insurance is a scam, so I don't really know. Uh, who knows? I can't get it in until February. I'm not gonna have my car for like a month, which really just bums me out. If I'm honest with you. So, yeah, no, it could have been way worse on it. Like, you're like agitating, if I'm being honest with you. That I did everything I was supposed to do. I checked both mirrors, a blind spot twice. I had my blinker fully on. I wasn't on the phone. I wasn't distracted. I was fully dialed into what I was doing. Contrary to right now. I'm not even looking at my phone. But because I gotta drive safe when I'm live streaming as I'm driving home. You know what I'm saying? But I did everything that I was supposed to do, and the dude still hit me. And so you know, that's a fun way to start off 20. And it's my fault. I made the dumb mistake of thinking, you know what? 2026 is going pretty good. Got our anthology. We're making progress on chapter 1 of Barricade Brigade. I got other scripts that I've been tinkering and toying with. I got a 1-page comic that I've been making solo as a solo cartoonist. I got all these things happening. I'm part of this 5-Star Comic Con coming to Dayton. We got some cool guests that we're going to be announcing soon. Tickets, by the way, are on sale for 5-Star Comic Con Dayton, happening June 20th and 21st. Shameless plug, 5starcomiccon.com, or just let me know and I'll get you the link. Vendor applications are still open. We do have a couple slots left open that we're trying to fill and to see if we can fill them. And if not, we might open even more artist alley tables, which would be rad. But we've got all those things happening, right? and I have a job that I don't hate. Like it's moving with the job, which is great. And, my daughter just figured out what she wants to do with college, and she has transferred universities and is starting a new program for nursing instead of physical therapy. Like all the exciting things are happening, and I, like an idiot, was like, 2026 is gonna be is great. And then less than 12 hours later, I got hit by a truck. So you know what I'm saying? Don't curse yourself is what I'm trying to get at here. Don't put yourself in that situation where you're like, why did I even think that? But all that to say, the real reason that I wanted to make sure that I came live right now was because uh, Kay and I are working through contracts for all of our creators. We're gonna have some legal documents binding, and we're only asking creators to give over the firstborn child. It's nothing major, but then we're having Zoom calls with them tomorrow and or Sunday. I mean, he and I are going to be on both, but if you're a creator that is accepted, hey, we're stoked to work with you, and also you only need to be on one of the Zoom calls, either Thursday or Sunday, and so we're going to be meeting with people because I want to see the creators that we are hiring and that we're going to be working with, and give them just a little bit of a taste of our passion for why we started this anthology and want to focus on new creators to begin with. So also worth mentioning, I think we're going to have this in our newsletter for CHK. Make sure you're subscribed. But we are going to shout out some super rad Kickstarters that are going on. There are a lot of Kickstarters that have launched in the last week or so, and some that I'm really excited about. And so I want to make sure that we get to include those in our newsletter. One is Horror Not Hate. It is an anthology that's got just metric shit ton of creators on it. I think it's over 200 pages. You can get the digital for like $20, which is what I did. But they're taking all the profits after they pay their creators. They're taking any additional profits and donating them to, celebrate horror instead of celebrating hate, like apparently the rest of the country wants to do. So instead of doing that and doing what society tells you to do and just leaning into hate, let's celebrate supporting indie creators that are making badass things, huh? Like, let's do that, It's a little over halfway there. It's got, I think, 2 weeks left on the campaign. But Horror Not Hate, you just search that, it pops right up. It's got some really rad covers. I think there's 3 different covers for it. Really dig the look of it. I think there's a lot of really strong creative teams that are a part of it too. So give that a look. We'll have the link in the CHK newsletter when we send that out after we've talked to all the creators, so that we announce who the creators are that are going to be part of our inaugural 2026, because that's the year. It's not 2025 anymore. It's 2026. And so that's, the things we might throw in, some interactions that we're having with bands that we're tying into the Barricade Brigade universe, because we have talked with several super dope freaking bands that were all like, hell yeah, how do we help? How do we be a part of this? How do we support what you're doing? And we say, cool, we want to support what you're doing because you're making awesome music. So it's a win-win for both us and the bands. I don't know that we've talked about that officially. I think I've teased it before, but hey, we've got real real bands in our comic universe. So you're just going to have to keep your eyes open for the Barricade Day Chapter 1 Kickstarter. I think we are doing Kickstarter. This is a thing that I feel like every time I come on and I go live, I then think, I know we talked about just doing pre-sales, you know what I'm saying? But like, that feels really, really risky. Like even riskier than Kickstarter, even though Kickstarter, takes all the fees and it's still giving money to a company that enables independent creators to create things. But we're leaning towards Kickstarter, at least for this one. Like, we got to build up We need an army of punks. We're already building, check this out, a green room of creators. Come on, that's so perfectly on brand. It's insane how clever we are at CHK Comics. We have a green room of creators that we're going to be working with and tapping future projects after AHA. And we've already actually talked about comic releases all the way up to 2030. Just to give you like a little taste at how just gosh darn dedicated we are to making badass comics. That's what we're doing. Um, so much so that in 4 paying jobs right now, and yet I'm still on here live streaming as I'm driving home. Super safe, by the way. So I'm not even looking at the phone. So if anybody legally is watching or is concerned about safety, it's as if I was just talking on the phone. So relax, okay? 2026 is the year that we're going to make some awesome art. We're going to make some really righteous comics. We're going to put those out. The AHA anthology is going to be on Kickstarter for sure. Look for that from us, from all of our contributors. That's going to be part of what we're talking to them about. We're going to be scheduling podcast interviews and appearances with our creators and maybe one or two of us that run CHK. We are doing all of those things. You can buy um, physical copies or sketch cards from Kay or myself or the main cover or the variant cover of Barricade Brigade on my Ko-Fi. I don't know how the hell you say it. I've heard of both. I like Ko-Fi because if I say it's on my coffee, then I like it's not on my coffee because that's in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was well timed Star Trek lighting. But I don't know. I'm just selling you on all the things. We got a lot of things that I'm excited about. And so even though I was in a wreck and I'm going to have to pay money to get my car fixed, and even though the post-holiday depression hasn't fully gone away yet, that does not mean that I am not just hell-bent and determined to make some really badass comics and some really awesome art this year. So stay tuned for all those things. I hope if you're commenting that you're having fun commenting with each other. Kay, I'm going to be calling you for FaceTime in like 15 minutes to go through our legal document contract thing, whatever. And so we'll figure that out. And then we'll start talking to creators and then look for a newsletter from CHK's Substack next week announcing the creative teams for our inaugural anthology of AHA. Thanks if you submitted. We were blown away. We did not expect to have 68 submissions. I don't know if I noticed that. We had 68 submissions to AHA, which is just insane. For two punks that just are like figuring everything out as we go. We have no idea how this works. None. And that's the DIY. That's DIY, baby. You just figure it out. You say, hey, we want to do this thing. How do we do it? You ask people that have done it before, and then they give you help, and then you figure it out. And that's what we're doing. So I'm excited about all of the things. Now more than ever, make some art. Story that's happening, and it's all kind of fucked up. And let's not contribute to that. Let's be part of the solution of just caring for each other and taking if we're falling down in the pit, you got to pick each other up. That's how the best pits work. Not shitty asshole pits that when you're down, they kick you in the gut. That happened to me in Columbus, Ohio, but it did in 2007. I was just trying to crowd surf during Bowling for Soup. That's all I was trying to do. And they dropped me and then kicked me. So that was it for me for crowd surfing. Never tried again. Fun fact. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Make some art, make some comics, read some indie comics, support indie creators, do all the things that matter, which is being nice to each other. Because that's, in truth, the real punk rock thing when the world is telling you to be mad and pissy with each other. Do the opposite. And that's care for each other, take care of each other, support each other. I'm going to sign off here and y'all go do what's good for you and make some art. and read some indie comics because I'm out of here.